What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of VPN Chat. I am here with the woman who makes eating breakfast a wonderful thing. Yes, let's give it up for actress, singer, Kimberly Newsome. How you doing today, Kimberly?
I'm doing wonderful. Well, thank you for that introduction.
Yes, y'all. Listen, I had to start off with that because so me and Javetta was talking when I had Javetta on here, and
Uh,
we definitely talked about when you made that breakfast. I'm still thinking that's been years, and I'm still
uh-huh.
thinking about it. And I tell people all the time, I said, y'all, listen, if Kimberly says that she want to make breakfast, let her make breakfast.
I love to cook. I absolutely love to cook. But now that, all my children are out of the house and on their own, I really don't cook a lot anymore. But when they come home, that's the first thing I'm ready to do. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go get groceries. I gotta do this, that. But if you were to look at my refrigerator right now, you'd be like, what do you eat?
It's like it's pretty much the same thing. Like my mom, she said she done retired from cooking.
Yeah.
She went down when everybody like she'll cook like every now and again because it's me and my sister that's under me that's here in Augusta, but my other two
Mhm.
siblings they're in Atlanta. But trust and believe when everybody comes together, like yeah,
Yeah.
she definitely gonna get thrown down in that kitchen. So
Yes.
let's get started with how me and you got together, how we met. Kimberly was a part of In the Nick of Time. She started it on season 2. But before we get into that, I want to talk about you. Also, what started your love for acting out? What made you want to become an actress?
Okay, I'm gonna try to just roll this up in a nutshell.
Okay.
So, when I was in the military, um, I always had a dream of becoming an actress. Me and my first boyfriend in the army, we were in training, and he and I both wanted to become actors. So fast forward many, many, many years, one of my girlfriends was like, when the last time you spoke to, a Royce? And I was like, oh God, 25 years ago. I haven't spoken to him since. She said, well, you should look him up. And I was like, okay. So I go Facebook. His name is Royce Johnson. So the first thing I do is just Google, get him on Facebook, send him a friend request. He immediately responds.
Mm.
And he said, can I call you? And he called me. He's like, Kim, he's like, oh my God, I never thought that, that I would ever talk to you again. He was like, so tell me all about yourself. I want to know all about yourself. And so we go into that. And he was like, Kim, you remember when we used to talk about becoming actors? I was like, yeah. He said, well, I'm an actor, right? I said, stop lying. He said, no. He said, for real, Google me. And I did. And Royce Johnson, if you don't know who he is an actor. He was on Marvel Daredevil, The Punisher. I don't think he was on Luke Cage, but he was on Jessica Jones. He was on a lot of those, and he's a well-known actor today. And so he became my mentor because he said, Kim, if you really want to get into it, he was like, I can mentor you. And that's what he did. And that's what got the ball rolling. I waited till my youngest was a senior in high school. And I went ahead and started taking some acting classes and everything I needed to do to become an actress because I said, you know what, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to commit to it because that's what I've always taught my kids to do. Hey, if you're going to do something, you need to commit to it because the moment that I spend my first dollar on it, there is no quitting.
Mm.
Like, look, I'm paying for this football. I'm paying for this baseball. There is no quitting. You will go
Mm.
to practice. You will do what you need to do in order to be on this team, be successful on this team. So that's what I taught them. So of course I had to lead by example. So
Right, exactly. That's a great story. It's funny how sometimes, like I said, you meet or interact with people like in the past, and then years goes by, and then it's like they're a part of pushing you towards your futures. That's a dope story.
yeah, because I mean, so many times, us as mothers, I'm not sure about fathers, but I know as mothers, a lot of times we put our dreams and goals on the back burner for the family because we
Mm,
we don't want to feel like we neglected the family. And I know there are women out there that say, "Oh, I can have it all." Well, at that time, there was no way I could have it all. I had three babies,
mm.
so it was like, okay, now I have an opportunity to pursue my goals and my dreams, and so let's do it because I know there is always a time to do things. And I knew that if I would have tried this back then, I would have quit. I would have probably
Mm.
failed and I would have quit because it wasn't a good time because my family came first. But hey, timing is everything. I hit the ground moving. Some people say, "Oh my gosh, you're already on TV." Like it happened so quickly, because I started out with crime shows and things like that. Well, I
Mm.
started out with background and then some crime shows and then the web series and the nick of time. All kinds of things were just happening all at once. So it was really happening for me. So I'm grateful for that.
It's all about God's plan for
That's right.
sure. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay, now we can jump into In the Nick of Time. But also real quick, but you said something just pivotal too, because I tell people, because you said you did background work first and then you got into the crime
Mhm,
shows and
mhm.
everything. I tell people all the time, there is nothing wrong with doing background work. The only
Nothing.
pet peeve I have about it is when people like lie about them they doing background work. It's like they'll be like, I'm I'm guest starring in this episode when you're actually just an extra. And it's like, no, be honest about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with being an extra. There's nothing wrong
There
with
is
it.
nothing wrong with being an extra because you can learn so much being an
Hmm.
extra. My one of my acting instructors, he used to say, "Look, go in, be an extra. Pay attention to everything that's going on. Pay attention to the language that they're using. So that way when you do get that role, you're gonna know what it means when they say go to your one. You're gonna know what it
Right,
means when they tell lighting to do this or when they tell the gaffer to do this or whatever. You're going to know. So pay attention to where the cameras are.
right,
Pay attention to that because if they see that you're someone that's listening, paying attention to what they're doing, your extra role might actually become something else, you
right.
know. But extra work, there's nothing wrong with that because when I retire, guess what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna go sign up somewhere and become an extra at least 4 days a week. They feed you well. Like, look, you better go. I don't mind sitting in a diner for 5 hours drinking coffee, getting paid as an extra.
Yes, absolutely. So now in the nick of time, you played Monique. You came in on season two. The original actress, unfortunately, she was unable to because we introduced her at the end of season one, and she couldn't continue on. But
Mhm,
fortunately for us, we got Newsome to come in and play the part. You sent in we did a casting, you sent in for it, and you got it. What were your initial thoughts when you came? Because Monique was dealing with some things
mhm.
when we meet her. So, what were your initial thoughts on that particular character coming in?
Well, my thing was I knew that Monique was drug addicted. Um, And I've seen so much of that within my family and my friends. So I know what it was like. I knew what it looked like. But to actually go into that role, I was like, okay, then that's something that is complete opposite of Kim.
Hmm.
So we can't look at it as Kim. We gotta look at her as Monique. Okay. So I knew that I had to go into that being a drug addicted Monique. She was also angry, feisty Monique. She,
Hmm.
she wanted what she wanted, yet she had a softer side to her when it came to her child because she wanted to still be in her child's life. But it was a great place for me to start. That's let me tell you I'm grateful for that role because that was a great place to start for me as well as um show off some of my little acting chops. Show off some of them. Like, okay, yeah, she feisty. A lot of people like Monique. Um, but to actually come in and become a family, that was something I also learned. Like, hey, we have a whole family here. This In the Nick of Time cast, we're a family. We're a family on the show, but we're a family outside too. I was greeted with open arms. And it's something about filming with you, Carlton. You get it done. We not lingering. We ain't hanging around. Like, look, let's get it done. Yeah, we can joke and play, whatever, but we gonna get this thing done on time. Stuff gonna happen when it's supposed to be. That's what I like about being on your set. Like,
First of all, thank you. I appreciate that. I believe in efficiency. I do not believe in wasting people's time.
Mhm.
So I want to make sure I maximize while we got people there. Let's maximize the time that we have. Um, it's funny because again, like, and I say this a lot. It's like what you guys see as like it happening, boom, boom, boom. In my head, it feels like chaos. I don't know
I
why.
know. I know, cause sometimes you be like, oh, we don't have that. Okay, let's.
Oh
I
God.
know.
But yeah, how was it for you coming in playing because we've had actors and actresses, replace other actors and actresses before with the characters. How was it for you coming in? Did you watch season one before doing season two? Okay, so how was that for you coming in playing the same character but being a different actress?
Well, what I saw, because first the main thing with me is when I'm doing a role, I want to know the story.
Hmm.
And if you know the story, you can just roll with it if you know the story. So I did watch the first season and I saw where Monique came in and I was like, okay, she came in at a low point. She was getting high. Okay,
Hmm.
she was getting high. So this is our starting point right here. We're starting from here. Drug addicted Monique. She's working her way to getting sober and clean because she wants to be in her child's life.
Hmm.
So that's how I took a look at it.
Nice. Um, so we saw the evolution of Monique because again, we saw her get better.
Mhm.
We saw her relationship with Nick. We also saw her relationship with her baby's father, her child's father. Um, for you, what's your opinion on Monique and Nick's relationship?
I think that Monique and Nick would have just really been better off just trying to be co-parents.
Mm,
However, I think in a lot of families, this is what happens. Because they have a kid, they think they're supposed to be together.
mm,
And sometimes, it can get a little faded in the mind because you're like, okay, I still have love for this person. Well, maybe we are supposed to be together. But I feel like you can still have love for that person and not actually be in a relationship. Their relationship was toxic.
mm-hmm.
It was toxic, it felt good, but then things happened and it was triggering Monique, and really that's what Nick was for her, and so it wasn't good for them to be together. But it was obvious that they still had feelings for each other. However, they should have both moved on
Yeah.
because it was obvious that Monique did not have great judgment in men anyway.
So, and I've told this story with Carlos. So for people who don't know, it was Carlos's idea for Nick to take Monique upstairs in that scene. Cause I remember we filmed it and Los was like, I think I should take her hand and take her upstairs, lead her upstairs. And I was like, that's gonna make you look bad, right? Cause like that's the next scene, you're literally gonna be kissing Hannah.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh no, come on, let's do it, let's do it." I said, "Okay." I said, "I just know you're gonna look very bad."
And it sent her over the edge. Sent Monique over the edge. You
That's funny.
started backtracking.
Nah, that's a whole situation. And so sadly, Monique, went to see the father, in the last season of In the Nick of Time. What was it like shooting that scene, for you?
um, I don't know. It was okay, so going back to the father, asking for drugs, that was bad. It was
No,
a
I mean, when I
bad
said the
look.
father, I meant God. Like she go see God.
Oh, okay.
That's
That
what
father.
I mean.
The father.
Yeah, the father.
The father.
But
Well,
that too, like the child's father, like because he's the one that gets her on the drugs or whatever. So that,
gets her on the drugs, and then
yeah,
when she goes back to see him, of course, that's when she hits that rock and she dies.
yeah,
I mean, there are so many situations that we've seen in life to where it's really unexpected. A lot of people think, oh, I got time to do this, I got time in my life to do that. You
hmm,
never know when something like that could occur. So she went over there with good intentions, like, hey, like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. But I want you to stay away from my kid. But hey, that Nick is his dad.
hmm,
And look what happened. She probably thought she would have, enough time to, spend some years with her child, and
yeah,
some years to get her life together. But all in an instant, her life was taken.
yeah,
But good thing it wasn't taken because she was doing the drugs. It was
right.
taken because somebody else caused that.
Yeah. And it goes, and I mean, honestly, and it goes with the message of the show. Like you said, again, in the nick of time, things can change.
Hmm.
Like, it's not just Nick because of his name, but it's like things
Right?
can definitely happen in an instant where either your life can change or your life can be over, or you just never know.
Life altering,
Yeah,
for real.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If that wasn't the last season of the show, Monique would not have died. I was like, it was. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I would have been like, we would have kept her around. But I was like, this is the last season. I
Hmm.
mean, we're not coming back, so anybody can get it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because
And
when
then,
I read it, I was like, oh, Monique dies. Oh. I was like, that is the first time I have ever died. Most of the things that I've been in that Carlton was in, I'd have killed somebody.
we definitely about to go there. We are definitely about to go
So
there.
it was all right that I died.
Okay, so the next project, because you made a brief stint on on Brotherhood. You were a therapist. You did that. And so then the next major role you had was The Other Side of Me. Am I correct?
Right.
Yes. Okay, so you were on The Other Side of Me. Um, what was his character's name? Let's see. Cause
Oh God, what was her name?
right, listen. That's what IMDb is for. Because baby, when I tell you I don't remember.
I know you have a million character names in your head, so
Right, exactly. Exactly. So let's see. The Other Side of Me. Meanwhile, so basically the story for people who have not seen the movie, which I feel like you should go see it. It's on Tubi and it's on Amazon Prime and it's on everywhere else. It's about two brothers who now have not grown up together at all, who have been separated due to their things that happened in the past with their parents. They're coming together for their father's funeral and they're getting to know each other. And basically you just see the trauma that's in that family. Because they're half brothers. You have the black son, and then you have the mixed son because he's mixed with his mother is Caucasian. So you got all those dynamics going on. Let's see, what was your character's name? Okay, stars, boom, Kimberly Newsome, Sandra Clark.
That's right.
I don't know why I don't remember that because that's from 227. Why don't I remember that? But you played Sandra Clark. You played again. You were the wife of uh, Theodore Clark Sr. So you
Mhm.
were the wife. You were the one that was cheated on in
Right.
this
Hmm.
story. Talk about your experience playing this role on in this movie.
Well, when I look at this particular film, it's it's kind of it's common. It's common. Okay.
Mm,
So this was common back in the day. Okay, where this man, he's got this black woman that he's seen, and but yet he has this white woman that he's seeing. And
mm-hmm,
back in the day, it wasn't it was frowned upon if a black man was had a white woman. So in most black families, so what he did, he decided to go with this black woman even though he was in love with this white woman.
mm-hmm.
And so he was just trying to continue on life, but however, he ended up cheating with a white woman, and both of the ladies ended up pregnant
Right,
around the same time.
right,
So he ended up having two children. So that's how he came up with the mixed child, and then he has his black child over here
right.
with his wife. But he went for many, many years still in love with this other woman. Even on his deathbed, he was still basically choosing this other woman, even though his wife is here taking care of him, hand and foot, doing everything for him. And he's still choosing this other woman. So I can relate to some of those things because I have been through not having to choose, but the infidelity thing. I've been through that, in my own marriage. So
Mm.
I could relate to some of that. So I was like, wow, I was like, that's cold. That's real cold. Like for somebody to do that. So I think he really did deserve what he got. It was good to be able to release that, built
I was
up
about to
stuff
ask how
on
was that for you?
camera.
I'm about to ask that how was that for you as a person, as an actress? Was that triggering for you, or was that like therapy? Like, what
I
was that?
think it was both. I think it was both, because when you go through things like that, so many things go through your mind. It's like, well, if I do that, my kids, they won't have a father or a mother because their mother gonna be locked up, or is it really worth it to do something like that? But that's one of the great things that I love about acting is because we can be whoever we want to be.
Hmm.
So I think it was both. I think it was both triggering and it was a therapy thing because you like, oh, well, like, how you say something, oh, I like to strangle the heck out of that person. Well, you can't really do that because
Right,
there are a lot of consequences behind that. But
right.
but yeah.
Even like okay, so when I wrote it, I was like, dang, this is crazy. But like watching it, it was a different feeling. Like seeing him profess his love to her, like like he don't know you there, but like you're like
Mhm.
in the back watching. It's like, dang, like you're actually having to watch this man that you taking care of profess his love to the woman that he cheated on you with in the beginning.
Right, had a baby with.
Had a whole baby
So that really takes it to another level. It's like this got a whole baby. And then she's paying her. So it's
to
taking
stay
money.
away to stay away from, yeah.
It's
Now,
it,
but it's I mean it is too. I mean so to be so honestly, so this started out. The other side of me originally was a series that I was gonna do, um, to really keep the story going. Especially because again at the end, when we find out that Sandra was paying off Emma Joe to stay away, and then also now that Emma Joe knows that Sandra was the one that killed them,
yeah.
it's like okay now you got to pay me because I know your secret now. So it's like the story was going to continue as a series. But then when I decided not to do the series anymore, I was like, let's just make this to a film. I was like, yeah, we end it like this. This is fine. Like, let everybody figure out what's gonna happen next. I don't know. um, but that's actually one of my favorite films that I put together. First of all, it was really easy to shoot. You guys, of course, you guys are amazing to work with. The only issue we had was we had people moving in next door.
That's right. And so it was that, and then I think was it their doorbell or something we kept hearing
Yeah. It was
chiming in, and
yeah,
the door slamming because they had movers, actual movers, so the
right.
door kept slamming.
Yeah. Then we and then across. I think this is after you filmed. I don't know, but across the way there was like a frat party going on or something across the way. Something was happening across the way. I was like, oh God, please.
Yeah, I didn't see that part. I
Yeah,
wasn't there
because
for
it
that.
was the noise. The
Hmm.
noise. I was like, please let that. But I mean, it were all worked out. But yeah, it's actually. I think The Other Side of Me is one of our most underrated films. Not a lot of people really like know about that film or whatever, but it's actually I think one of my best shot films, one of my best written films. I like the psychology of these two men again who were separated not because of them but because of their mothers essentially,
Right.
also because of their father because of what he did. They're having to come together not only just to mourn his death but also to like mourn the relationship that they never had growing up. So I thought it was a brilliant type, and also some other stuff in there of course too. We got your son's wife who she's
Yeah.
pregnant, and
Yeah.
yeah, and so it's like the cycle starts over again because
It is.
it's like she's pregnant. Spoiler alert: she's pregnant by the other brother.
Hmm.
So it's like this whole thing starting up
That
again.
twist right there was like, what? Just like your daddy.
um, I think I have two favorite shots in that film. The first one is the end with Kevin and Daniel when they're standing
Hmm.
outside at the end. That's one of my favorite shots. That actually happened on accident. That's just, the lighting just happened to be set that way, like Mother Nature, God painting
You
that
gonna make me
thing.
go back and watch that part.
Yeah, like
I need to go back and see that.
the way that the lighting was outside, it was perfect. And so that's one of my favorite shots. My second favorite shot is between you, um, and Robin when you're like y'all are face off and y'all
Oh
sitting
yeah.
together. It reminded me of like Dallas or Dynasty. That's
Oh
what it
yeah.
reminded me of. So I thought that was dope. Those are my two favorite shots in that on that movie. Did you have any like favorite moments in that particular project?
Um, I one of the moments that I liked was when she had the she was thinking about her husband. This is after where she was thinking about her husband. But when she came in and she was talking to the boys and telling them y'all need to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it showed like a softer side of her. Because she was kind of hard the whole time. You didn't really see that soft side of her until that moment when she had to think about it. She was like, you know what? Hey, y'all need to stop fighting. Y'all need to just go ahead and fix this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that was one of, my favorite parts of that. Now, because of course I love the stand downs, the showdowns with Emma Joe. I love those now, hey,
My
ruthless.
sister, my sister says you have like the best stare down in Victory Productions. Like it's like you have the best. Like she said, every time she see you on camera, she said, "Oh, there she go, there she go. She about to stare him down. There she go." Like you have a look when you like angry and glaring at people. She says you have like the best one out of everybody in Victory Productions. So I was like, yeah, she gonna give you them eyes for sure. For sure. How was it working with Reggie? Because apparently y'all, I mean, y'all working together again in another project that we're gonna get
Mhm.
to. But like, how was that like again? Because you had a, I ain't gonna lie to you, Kim, you had a really good time like smothering him with that pillow.
I did. I did. I was like, oh, I get to kill somebody.
God. Oh man. Oh man. How was that again? Because y'all have a great working relationship, great chemistry. That I saw.
Yeah.
How was that working together? Because honestly that's the reason why I was like, okay, I'm gonna put them together again in Pastor Thorne too. So what was that like working with them?
First of all, Reggie is a phenomenal actor. He is gonna give it all he has. He gonna put everything into it. He gonna, hey, he whatever it takes to get that shot, he is gonna give it his all. And that's one thing that I really respect him for. So I know that when I go in there, we are gonna have a really good team. Um, we do have a great working relationship. Um, First of all, he makes you feel comfortable in whatever we're doing. Like he was like, Kim, don't be afraid to, go ahead, that, especially when we're doing the smothering scene. He's like, just whatever it takes for it to be real. I was like, oh, are you sure? But he does. He makes you feel comfortable, and many times when you're working with a great actor, it rubs off on you. It makes you want to, raise your standards. It makes you want to, because you got to meet him where he is. You can't be down here. If he's up here, you need to be up there too. So it makes you a better actor as well.
Nice. And lastly, over this project too, um, the way that you slammed down that picture, like she actually broke it for real, like y'all. Like she literally was like, and the glass, that was for real. That was not play or whatever. When she threw it down, it broke. So I was like, oh, well, we just got one take with this thing. I got no more frames. So
Yeah. Yeah, it just showed her frustration.
Mhm.
You know, I know she had to be saying like, I've given my life to this man.
Right, right,
And he's continuing to betray me even
right.
after life. He's still having this effect on me even after that.
And also, which is crazy again, going back and like, if you watch the movie or whatever, like she even like really took him back. It was like, I'm going to stay with you,
Mhm.
but you're still doing the BS. You still on that BS. Like you still on it.
Exactly.
Like,
You're on your deathbed
hmm
and you still doing this. Like, I mean, just the disrespect. Yeah, it's horrible.
what advice would would you give as Sandra? What advice would you give your son? Because your son knows that she's pregnant. His wife
Mhm.
is pregnant by his brother. What advice would you give as the mama? What would you give your son?
You know what? This is the advice, and this is the advice I have two sons, so this is the advice I would give them, because nobody can make a decision for you.
Mm,
You got to make your own decision. You got to make a decision that you can live with. Okay, so either you're going to stay with her, you're going to forgive her for whatever mishaps may have happened, but you got to be able to live with that.
mm,
Okay, or you leave it where it is and you just go on with your life, but you got to make a decision whatever is right for you. But whatever it is, you got to be able to live with it, cuz those are some of the things that I had to do. I couldn't let family members come in between the relationship, this, that, and the other, cuz family members can't make the decision for you. That's something you got to live with. So that I've told my sons this in the past, with other little things, not babies, but hey, whatever decisions you make in life, it's got to be something that you can live with. If you feel like it's gonna keep tormenting you, then you got to walk away, because that messes with your mental health.
mm-hmm.
And a lot of times your mental stability, it affects your actual physical health.
Yep,
So you got to make sure that it's something that you're gonna be able to live with.
absolutely. Now, this is me asking to you as Kim.
Mhm.
What is your opinion on how Sandra like how she handled the whole situation. Basically, she was basically saying you can, if we're gonna be together, we're gonna stay together. You cannot have a relationship, or you cannot be around the other kid. Like, what is Kim's opinion on that?
Okay, so I didn't like that because this is the thing. Okay. First of all, I would want to be with a man that's going to take care of his responsibilities. That's first and foremost. If he got a whole child out there, the only stipulation I would have had is, okay, I want you to have a relationship with your son. But if you're going to have a relationship with your son, all the other physical relationship with his mother, all that has to cease. If it's going to be something having to do with his son, then it's you and I together dealing with this, opposed to just you and her. We need to deal with this together.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to stay together. But I wouldn't have been paying her to stay away. Oh no, no, no. No, that's taken away from my household money. And that's one thing Kim do not play with. She do not play with her money like that. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely have wanted, I would have encouraged it. But I wouldn't have had it where, them baby mamas like, oh, well, he can only come over if it's just him, or my baby can't be around you. And I no, it wouldn't have been any of that.
Got you.
Would have been like, hey, when we have family things, or he can come over and play with our son. Even our son can go over and play, with the brother. That's fine, but if in today's society, if there are many, many blended families,
Mm-hmm.
and when you decide that you're going to marry somebody or be with somebody else, then you gotta love their kids like they're your own. But that would have been my only stipulation. He would have had to take care of his responsibilities, because I don't think I could have respected him
Got
if
you.
he did.
Got you. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right, let's move on to Pastor Thorne too. Sins of the Father. Again, once again, when I decided to do this sequel, I already knew I wanted Reggie to be the dad. I tend to give Reggie these pastor roles. They just tend to happen.
He's so good at it.
um, but again, I saw your chemistry with Reggie, and when we did the other side of me, and I said, yes, I gotta have Kim come on and be the mom, and be Marquise's mom and Reggie's wife on Pastor Thorne 2, Sins of the Father. This was a very wild movie.
Mm-hmm.
This was
Oh yes.
this was
When I was reading the script, I didn't even know. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. She was just so nonchalant about it, so passive,
uh-huh.
She was like, and then you see the end, you're like, oh, she did have something in her. Okay.
Yeah.
She taught me some. She taught me some. She was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He gonna get his. Don't worry about it.
So same question, as far as in the nick of time, did you see the first movie?
I did not. I wait. Yes, I did.
The Pastor
Yes,
Thorne,
I
yeah.
did. Yes, I did. I saw Pastor Thorne because that was the one where I know at the end, I know they end up shooting that
Mhm.
that girl. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Because I just want to know, did you the reason I asked is because again, you coming in on a sequel, if you watch the first one to kind of steady, okay,
Hmm.
this is what we're coming in afterwards. But also kind of too, it's kind of also it could be looked at as like a prequel too a little bit because um you're seeing why Jacob is the way that he is because you're seeing
Yeah.
his parents and like how
Hmm.
they're dealing with
Dysfunction
stuff.
is just
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
because
they try to make things look great for the people that's outside looking in, but really
mhm.
it's a lot going on
because
behind the scenes that people
absolutely
don't know.
absolutely because again, like I said, if just going to back to the first one, Jacob basically was trying to emulate what he saw his parents do. Like
Mhm.
he saw his mother being like, and that's not the definition of submission to me, but he saw his mother being very quote unquote what people think submission is,
Mhm.
submissive to the dad. So he wanted that with his marriage. Like, Leslie, you need to be doing what my mama be doing, pretty much.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, so we get to see what I loved about the second one was okay, this is why Jacob was doing certain things in the first one. And so you
Mhm.
kind of see that um that whole situation happen. Um Again, what was your again coming into this role, what was your thoughts on this particular on the first lady? What was your thoughts on her?
At first, when I was first reading the script, I was like, why is she taking all this? Why is she, I was like, man, I would be around there raising hell. But that, but she she had a certain aura about her to where, she wanted the best for the family. She was just trying to keep the peace. I feel like she was trying to uphold, the first lady status, and just really, like you said, trying to be submissive to her husband, while holding all those things in. But she was, one thing I can say about her, she was very her way of thinking was very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
She knew exactly what she was doing. She was just waiting for the right time. And
Mm-hmm.
she knew everything that was going on. And that's the thing. People are like, she sees what's going on. Why would she let this woman come in her house? Why would she do this? Why would she do that? And just let it go. But she, she's probably like so many others, so many other first ladies. She could be, you know. A lot of them, are going through things secretly
Mm-hmm.
that nobody knows about. Not saying they're going through things of this extent, but you know, I, there are a lot of they're considered men in power. A lot of pastors and bishops and men of the church, they're considered, in power, and a lot of times women throw themselves at them, and or either they want what they have. So I know that they go through a lot, and it's just, just thinking about some of the things that they may be going through, and they have to do it secretly or privately, because they don't want others to have these preconceived, notions that, oh, everything is perfect in their world
Mm-hmm.
when it's not. I believe they have one of the hardest jobs in the world.
Yeah. Also too, like I said, a lot and sometimes some not all, but like some
Hmm.
of these men of power, they abuse their power and they use that to um take advantage of a lot of these women or
Hmm.
whoever, and just to like, okay, just because I can and I won't get
Hmm.
caught or I won't nothing will happen to me,
Right.
there will be no consequences because of who I am. So um I again me coming again, I don't I'm just I've never had this experience being a part of the church, but I know people who have. And I just, like
Right.
I said, I just feel like for me as a storyteller, it's always important for me to tell all facets of the story.
Right.
Just like I tell good stuff, I'm
Mhm.
gonna talk about the not so good stuff that's happening too. So I just think that's important as a
Right.
storyteller that we keep everything uh 3 dimensional. You know.
And what we also have to understand is that, men in the church, women in church, whatever, they are all men. They're not up here in any way. They are still men.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Still
so
human.
they will still make mistakes. They will still, go through the same things that everybody else goes through. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely for sure. So we what were your thoughts on the big reveal that your grandson was actually what would it be your stepson? Grandson? Yeah.
It is my grandson, but he's actually my stepson.
Stepson, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stepson, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually my stepson.
So what were
Now
your thoughts
that
on that?
that oh my goodness. I was like, wow. First of all, my heart went out to my grandson slash stepson, because now somebody that he thought of as he highly respected, which was his grandfather. Now he finds out it's his dad, and
Hmm.
somebody he thought was his dad is now his brother.
Yeah.
It's like, now that I don't know how you got pulled that out, Carlton. I was like, oh my god.
I'm just gonna say this. I watch a lot of soap operas, so there we go.
I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, now that right there, that did it. I was like, that was pure genius though. It was pure genius now.
That was I've had that in conception since the very first movie. I was like, oh yeah, that was gonna be revealed when we do the sequel. That's gonna happen because, like I said, it was just I already knew that. I already knew that. That wasn't nothing. I was like, oh, let me come up with it for the second one. Nah, that was already implanted in the back of my mind because this. So Pastor Thorne started out as a stage play. It was a stage play called Surrender that I did in 2009. And when I decided to make it into a movie version, I was trying to think of different ways to kind of just make it a little bit different than the play.
Mhm.
Especially for people who saw the play, I was like, let me see, I can make the movie just a little bit different. Still keeping the same elements, but make it, like I said, just kind of make it a little different. But like that's in the back of my mind, I always knew that JR would be like, all right, that's actually his brother and not his son. So just kind of just I already had that in the back of my mind. So we and actually for people who this is a little behind the scenes stuff, we actually shot that big reveal scene twice. Um we had to shoot it twice because the first time we shot it, it was good, but the sun was going down and it started looking dark, and I was like,
Mhm.
I thought this ain't gonna work. I was like, the funny thing is, Kim, I literally was like laying in my bed that night. I was like, we're gonna have to reshoot that scene. Cause I was contemplating. I was like, should we reshoot it? Should we reshoot? I was like, I'm not. But then I was like, we got time. It's like, cause we only had a little bit left to do that last day.
Yeah.
Before the dinner scene, cause we did. I think the dinner scene was the last thing we shot with you
Mhm.
and
It
Reggie.
is. Yeah.
Um, so I was like, we got time. Let's just go ahead and redo it. So
Mhm.
let's just go ahead and redo it so it look right. I did still use some stuff from the first time, but I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and reshoot. So yeah, we shot that twice, y'all. So sorry to Reggie and Marquise because they had the most physical things they had
Hey,
to
but we got the shot. We got it. That's all that matters. We got it.
do. Marquise told me he was recently up here in Augusta shooting The Loved and the Heartless Chapter 2. He was saying how he was talking about how his body was like hurting because the way Reggie was throwing him around. So I was like, yeah, like you said, when
He
Reggie
go
does
in.
something, he gonna like put his all into it. Like it's just
Mhm.
sometimes y'all be like, hey, come back.
Shake him out of it, Reggie. Reggie, we back. Especially when he started talking fast. You could forget.
um, I'm trying to think what else is going on. I remember so Kim told me this. I think you texted me this like she said, if you do a third one, don't kill me. I think that's what you told me. You did say that. Um Not sure if a third one is happening, but I will keep that in the back of my mind that you said don't kill off the first lady. If there was a third one though, I would need there to be a scene between you and Leslie. Like there would have to be a scene between you
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
like so again, I'm gonna ask you this as your character, like how do you feel about what? Because in the second one, we find out that Leslie, of course, they done signed the divorce papers, um, and she's also messing around with the cousin. So it's
Mhm.
like, and you seeing all this, and like I said, you seeing your baby, your son, your grown son dealing with all. He's finding out that his son
Mhm.
is his girlfriend was raped by the dad. He's finding out that his son is his brother. As your character, like what would you tell Jacob? Like, what would you like? What advice would you give him? Like, this is a whole nother
You-
situation than the other side of me. So, like, what advice would you give him?
Okay, this is what my character. What
Yes,
was her
this is your
name?
character.
Lorraine. What was her name?
Let me
Look,
look. Let's look.
I think her name was
Let's go to IMDb. IMDb.
was it Lorraine?
It was a Lorraine. I don't know, child. Let me look. Kimberly Newsome. We got so many credits on here, child. I, I know that's right. Her name was Cecilia.
That's right, because I remember when okay, Cecilia. Okay, so because when Cecilia was sitting on, remember when she was sitting on the couch with him when they were
Mhm.
watching the dad get locked up?
Yeah.
And I was saying, don't worry, baby. It's gonna all work out. I feel like she's gonna go and kind of like try to clean everything up that was going on. Like maybe find some type of retribution for everybody that was involved in anything that wasn't good. She
Hmm.
could probably end up, kind of being like let me see, who's a woman on television that is like the fixer of
Olivia
the
Pope.
family. She like a
Olivia Pope
Olivia Pope
on
of the
on
family.
Scandal. Yeah.
She gonna go back. She gonna fix everything and get it exactly the way she wanted or the way she thinks it should be. She'll probably put Jacob back up on the in the pulpit, make him be the face, get him a new wife. Get She probably gonna be like, look, our legacy is not gonna die with this mess, with this scandal and this mess. We gonna rebuild this thing. But the advice she would probably say, you know what, Jacob? Don't worry. Mama got this. It's gonna be all right. Mama got this.
That's black mamas. That's black
Yep.
mamas all together anyway. So the black mamas, they don't play about their babies at all.
So don't.
Speaking of hot mess though, the first lady messing around with the deacon. What's up with that?
That's right. She's still gonna have him in her back pocket. You know. First lady got knees too. Hey. I
God.
was like, okay, so then you break. Oh gosh, what is his name? Oh gosh, what is his
Talking
name?
about the
I'm
deacon.
forgetting.
Hold on, let me look.
Yes, it was. What's his real name? His
Kenny. Kenny real name.
Kenny. You bring a beautiful man like Kenny on with the first lady. How can she resist that? Come on. She got this nice, sexy young thing over here. You know,
That's funny.
she gonna keep him in the pocket. She gonna keep yeah. Cause isn't he married in the show? You
No,
just
in the
don't
movie?
see his wife. He
Uh-uh.
not. Oh,
Uh-uh.
okay. He not.
Nah, he not married. Nah,
Okay.
Deke slash attorney is not married.
Okay. Well, see, some could even stem from there. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh gosh, I love it. Real quick, I skipped over. You had a brief cameo in the Saved and the Salacious. You played
Oh,
Barbara
yeah.
Cromwell. You are the mom of Roz's character. What is his character's name? Of Ashton. So yeah, again, you are the wife of Reggie.
Yup.
Once again, we just need to put y'all in something together. Just
In
have y'all.
bed.
Just,
In bed, though.
just y'all just need to be something permanent. Just something. I don't know. Y'all, the new duo here. But yeah. So basically, you're the mom. We see you in the flashback because in the present day, you're not around. We don't know what
Mhm.
happened. We don't know if she died or she's away or whatever.
Yeah.
It is referred to that mom is gone.
Hmm.
Gone can mean so many things. Um, but we see you singing, which by the way, y'all, Kimberly has a beautiful voice. Um, we see you singing to your young son.
Oh.
And so in that movie, originally that was a pilot. We was gonna it was called Three Way, and we wanted to make that into a TV series. We had different network. I can say it now. Fox Soul was looking at it. They were interested at first, and then they decided to move it to another direction. So they didn't go there. I sent it out to different places. Urban Flicks. What was the other place? All Black sent it there. Both of them said no. I'm trying to think. I sent it out somewhere else too, but I was like, you know what? I want people to see this because we worked really hard on it, especially when like shout out to Claude. He produced the music and everything. And I was like, all right, well, we can make this into a film. And I don't know if that was a wise decision. And the only reason I say that is because people are like, well, what happens next? And I was
Yeah.
like,
So you
I,
think you probably should have done a series out of that?
yeah, I probably should have just did it on my own and just made it and just kept it going as a series. But cause it was like they'd be like, what? Even to this day, Ronzo says people ask him like, what happens next? I'm like, I don't know, y'all. Use your imagination. I don't know what to tell you. So but yeah, I wrote a whole season one. Like I had to write down a breakdown to send to the when I was shopping it. So I mean I know what happens next. I mean when y'all see it, I don't know if that's gonna ever happen. Especially like I said again, it's already out there as a film, and I mean we could possibly do a sequel. I just don't know if I had the energy to do that. I don't know. We'll pray on it.
We'll pray on it. We'll pray on it. Carlton already done came back. Cause I'm pretty sure many prayers were said. He's like, I'm retiring. Okay. He'll be back. He has a love-hate with this thing. Like he love it. Then he might get a little frustrated, but he coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where no, to be honest with you, and then you probably could tell I was like completely burnt out. I was
Yeah.
completely burned out. Because I was always moving. Like I didn't have was not taking breaks. I was completely burnt out. I was like, nah, I gotta take me a break. And I gotta get me a job for real, because the bills don't want to hear nothing about no dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so, but now things are aligned to where I'm in a space to where I want to be creative, and I still have time for me, and I have time for my work and
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff too. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. The door is not before the door was closed shut and locked and bolted. Now now the door is like partially open to where you can like peek in. That's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, as I just said, Kim has her IMDb is stacked. Kim, what are you working on? What can the people see you on now? What's going on with you?
Um, right now, I do have a film coming out here pretty soon. It's called Secret Lovers. It was written and directed by Jonathan Milton with Deal Breaker Productions. And I'm working on a series that we're finishing up. It started a few years ago. But now all the funding, everything is great. So we're just, adding our pickup scenes that need to be in there. So we're completing that. It's called Concrete Throne, um, Silent Witness. So we'll finish filming that next week.
Okay.
But what I really been working on, and I'm going to be calling you, Carlton, because I need to have some conversations with you. I need a mentor.
Okay.
I have a couple, but I know you would be a great mentor for this. I've been dabbling in some, producing.
Okay.
So I'm actually an executive producer of it's a Zimbabwean collaboration. So we've done a short film called Dust, and it's being edited right now. We're very happy with what we have. We're on to something good. So we're gonna go through the process of entering that into some film festivals, see if we can win some awards, and
Okay.
then push it, for further funding so we can do the full feature film. I have the full script now for the feature. So I didn't think I was gonna be so interested and so excited about the producing side, but I really like it. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I was like, this is interesting. I really like it. I've learned a lot. And I know that I want to do more. I want to do more of it. I'm not really a great writer. However, I can be a great co-story. Like, hey, I can add some stuff to it. Now, I can
Mm,
give you some stuff to write about, but I'm not a great writer. But, that may be something that I may try to dive into a little later. But right
okay.
now, the producing, the executive producer on this other film, I'm excited about it.
Nice. That's what's up. Congratulations on that. Are you just producing or are you acting in it too?
I'm just producing this particular one, but if they do decide to do if I get when I'm gonna say when I get the funding for the feature film, I am gonna go to Zimbabwe.
Okay.
I am gonna be on set for that. When we get the full funding, I'm gonna be on set for that, and then of course, working with a couple of writers here in the U.S. so that I can, try to maybe produce or, get on as maybe a EP. I don't have a whole lot of money, but it's something that I feel like I can invest, something, that I have,
Yeah.
So I figure it's a great start, in trying to get to where I'm trying to be. Because,
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing. So I'll just be glad when these things can pay my bills so that I can retire from my other job.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations again on that venture. I know it definitely can be scary, but it can be fulfilling and exciting at the same time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's that's
Thank
that's
you.
that's really dope. That's really dope. You are welcome. Um, there was something else I wanted to say and I cannot remember. Okay, maybe I'll I'll say maybe I'll just I'll text it and then be like, all right, I'll add it later. I don't know. But other than that, is there anything else that you would like to add before we close out?
I, Carlton, I just want to say that, you play such an important role in me getting my start to this whole acting career, and I'm just truly grateful because you gave me my start. I mean, and it was a great start. It was in complete alignment with what I was supposed to be doing, and the timing was just perfect. So I just want to say thank you for that, and also just the work that you're doing. I mean, you are doing great, great work. So don't ever think that you're not, because your work is great. Okay. Some of the writing, of course, we've seen some of the stories that, other people come up with later that 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 look like something that you already did. I was like, okay. But we know you have a brilliant mind. We know that it's something that you put a lot of thought into. Yeah, you may watch a lot of soap operas, but you put your own spin on things, and there's always a nice little twist at the end, and I really love that. So don't give it up. Don't give it up. Make sure you got that work life balance, though. We all need that. And I'm a federal employee, so I'm on furlough right now. And so let me tell you something. It's not really about the money, but I really did need this break. I
Mm,
really did need this break. Now I do need them and them Republicans and Democrats. I need them to get on the same page because there's so many Americans that do count on this paycheck to, for their financial stability. So,
right.
be able to pay their mortgage or, eat whatever, take care of their kids and this, that, and the other. But maybe one day, Carl, all I'm gonna say is I see you at the top. We both going there. I'll see you at the top.
I see you. I see you. We'll walk in hand in hand.
That's right. Let's go.
Yes,
Let's go.
absolutely. And I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get some breakfast from you. I'll figure it out.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry. We'll work that out.
I need
We'll work
cause
that. Even
listen,
if let me tell you something. Even if you end up filming something and I'm not even on that set, I'm not in the film, I'll still come. I'll come and I will prepare breakfast for your cast.
I
I don't
appreciate
have a problem with that.
I
Okay.
appreciate that because listen, y'all, when I tell you those grits and listen, and then she like she did that because I don't eat pork. I so she was doing the turkey. She did the turkey bacon, turkey sausage, and the biscuits. Oh my god! And I don't really, like I said, I don't eat like I've started eating eggs a little bit regularly now, but now I don't eat like a lot of it. I have a weird relationship with eggs. It's just weird. Anyway, but it was just all good. Like I said, it was great.
But like I said, you let me know. I'll travel there. I'll make the breakfast. I'll even make the lunch. Whatever y'all want. Okay, I'm there.
Nah, but seriously, I definitely appreciate you. I'm so grateful that we had the opportunity. Oh, that's what it was. So you came to the 20th. You came to the 20th
Yeah.
anniversary. Um, what was that like for you? Because again, you got to be in the room with the people I worked with in the past, the throwbacks. You was in the room with your cast members. Like, what was that like being in a part of the 20th celebration?
Oh, let me tell you, that was like a great big family reunion, first of all, because it was people that I hadn't seen in forever. So it was like a huge family reunion. And then it was almost like meeting cousins that you never met before. You
Hmm.
would see them like on social media or whatever. It's always nice, to actually meet the people that you see on there. So it was great. And it was great to actually see so many people there to pay homage to you, for all of your work and the things that you did and how you made an impact, on their life and on their career. So it was a great feeling to be there. And I'm so glad I had the opportunity to come.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you showed up. I'm grateful for the people that showed up. It was a great night. It was
Yeah.
indeed a great night for sure. Well, Kim, thank you again for your time. I definitely appreciate it. I guess I'm starting these back up again. Had to work happens and I had to take
Oh yeah.
a little break from it, and so I was like, no, I want to do these again. Start talking to the people, just reminisce and tell some of these stories. And so this was fun. I appreciate you for taking the time out to talk with me. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome.
Yes. All right, everybody. This is it. Until next time, we'll see you on the flip side. This is VPN Chat. Peace.